Here are methods to make money while grinding every skill in Hypixel Skyblock. Just like me in the past, you are probably doing enchanting wrong. And that's because using the Mythic Guardian for the last perk for the 7% more chance to find ultra rare books actually gets you less money than by leveling up a pet like the Baby Yeti. This said, I recommend to switching to a pet like the Baby Yeti only after you get to level 50 and unlock the metaphysical super pairs. And as soon as you can, drink 3 metaphysical serums to get 2 more clicks on everything. Now, making money from combat actually depends a lot on which stage of the game you are, so I gathered a couple of methods. Starting off, if you want to get combat XP to unlock the aspect of the dragons or get to the Crimson Isles, a great way to do it is just to kill zealots. This makes around 7 million an hour and gets you decent combat XP. You basically only need God Potion and basic stuff like the Void Sword and Ender Armor. After you get a little better and you get yourself to Tarantula tier 3 and 4, what you can do is do the Tarantula Slayer while doing the first tier of the Arcane boss fight. Without including the cost of the Tarantula Slayer, this makes you around 12 million coins an hour, which is pretty good by getting more money and counteracting how much money it costs to actually do Tarantula. Now the next method does require you to have pretty good gear, and it's to do frag runs. This gives a lot of combat XP and actually a lot of bestiary as well. And the money, oh nice, is also pretty good. And with how long it took me to do that right now, which probably was not very good, you can make at least 10 million per hour. I did want to say that you can try doing floor 6 runs like for the Terracotta and Golem, but I don't know anything about that, so if you want to search about it, go ahead. The last method I wanted to mention is only good if you have hype and a good Aurora armor, which you need in order to one-shot all the stuff here. This lets you to do Tarantula Slayers incredibly quickly while still getting 7 million an hour without including the costs of the Slayer. To make this method better, you can upgrade your Kudra pet to get more chances to get Vanquisher, which is part of your profit, and to upgrade the Wither Pipes perk to increase again the chance to get Vanquisher. What I recommend doing with the Burning Eyes and the Magma Chunks, which are the drops from the Spiders and the Magma Riders. Burning Eyes, just sell them on the bazaar, they give you pretty good money. And Magma Chunks you can actually craft into Searing Stones, which is a lot more profit than just selling them to the bazaar. As I said in the last video, fishing is always profitable. And so what I'm gonna do is give you some ways to sacrifice your XP gain for some money gain, and some ways to increase both actually. Using a Chamka bucket gives you a lot more money, but you do sacrifice a bit of XP. For a basic level 20 setup, I calculated it to lose about 18k EXP per hour, but you gain another 3 million coins per hour, which is pretty good. Moving on to the second method, at higher levels you actually get more EXP by fishing 40 minutes here in the rain and then 20 minutes in the Spider's Den while it's raining. But it gives you less money, especially if you have pet rules to activate your squid when you enter combat, which means you get double the ink drops. So if you have a good setup, consider just doing it for 60 minutes to get more money but a little less XP. At last, and this is the most important thing, you get the most money and the most EXP by using fish bait. At last, and the most important thing, you get... At last, and the most important thing out of all of this is you should always use fish bait for both XP and money. Unless using the fish bait means you go over 300 fishing speed, it is always better no matter which events are active, no matter anything. This lets you to get so much more XP money, so please do it. Talking about events, they are the best for fishing. They give you so much more EXP and money, so go ahead, do them. At last, if you want to check for yourself any of this, like profit and EXP you make from fishing, there is a spreadsheet in the description. I worked like 50 hours for this, it's very good. For forging, the best method to get more money is to just wait for the new update, which will 100% make this much better. But if you insist on suffering, you can use the monkey and do the jungle wood instead of dark oak to get yourself a little more money. I do not have any methods for alchemy and carpentry simply because you can't make money from them. The skill is basically how much money you can spend. So if you want some lies on how you can profit, just search YouTube or whatever. Time to talk about mining. The thing is, almost every type of mining which isn't for your heart of the mountain level is very profitable. And so my tip here is to only start mining when you have enough powder and when you have a good setup. I recommend having at least heart of the mountain tier 7 for this. And for the setup you can do a lot of things, but I recommend divan. Just like fishing, farming is basically always profitable. But what you can do to make more money in exchange for some XP is to harvest some high profit crops like netherwort instead of high XP crops like mushrooms. And use the mushroom cow instead of the rabbit to get yourself money instead of more XP. But no matter which crop you choose, I recommend to buy the best gear you can afford. And that's because it's always profitable, you can always just sell it later on. And it will give you more money while you have it. And seriously, if you subscribe, it helps out a lot.